Hello, welcome to the weather update. It is a July 4th, and I hope you had a beautiful July 4th today. It was beautiful, and I actually did find a way to see, well, maybe not the red, white, and blue, just the green and blue, but really beautiful pines there. So, and you'll see that video later. Let's get to the latest. And I'm going to get this over with right now. Hurricane Bonnie, now out, has crossed over into the Pacific. Maximum sustained winds 100 miles an hour, and it's moving west at 17 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 978 millibars. We're going to just click this and just see it's going to be out over the ocean, so not really going to bother anyone. Just get that out of the way first. But what a nice day today. Now we have some more of the cirrus clouds rolling in. But this morning it was fairly clear, and then we had a little scattered cirrus here and there, but I mean, more or less very scattered, mostly sunny conditions, hardly any clouds at all. A little warm out there, but toward the afternoon things got better with the sea breeze. So let's go look at what our current temperatures are, and of course it's still in the upper 70s in the alley right now. Yeah, believe it or not, still in the upper 70s in the alley. 73 being reported at Farmingdale, not Farmingdale, but Coral Place. So let's take a look and see what the weather was like at Islip today. You'll see it's 72. The dew point has risen to 59 with the southerly flow coming in up the dew points a little bit. So, but you'll see looking at the day here at Islip, generally in the low 80s most of the day. Low 80s, dew points in the 40s. Light winds and then becoming south in the afternoon, and that's what dropped the temperatures down into the 70s. By after 3:15, so I did my little walk in the afternoon when it was a little cooler out. The dew points were a little higher, but still pretty comfortable out there. Pretty comfortable conditions out there, and near normal for this time of year. 70 at West Hampton. Well, you can see you're getting some that radiational cooling already. 65 in the Pine Barrens there west of Toms River, Well, not showing West Hampton. Is not wanting to show up. Still 70 at West Hampton. I have a feeling it will cool off once the winds drop off. So let's take a look at what the high temperatures were today across the area. And you'll see here on the map, 82 at Islip, 82 at Shirley, 81 at West Hampton, around 80 on the east end. As you got toward Nassau County, you had maybe some more mid-80s, like 84 there. It looks like in Syosset. LaGuardia managed to get to 88. Still 91 in Newark. That's really hot. And if you were in Jersey, yeah, it was much warmer in Jersey. Looks like 87 there around Toms River, 86, 87, 86 at Lakehurst. So, yeah, it's much warmer there than it was here on Long Island. It was definitely better here. It's still a little warm out there with that sun shining on you. The sun is still pretty strong. Let's take a look at the low temperatures. But perfect for the 4th of July, really. 55 was the low at Islip. Everybody else was in the 60s. 68 at LaGuardia, which is pretty much what it got down in the alley. Look at how cool it got in Jersey, though. Down to 53, actually, there in Miller Air Park there in Toms River. So it's pretty good radiational cooling, definitely. So, yeah, that was pretty good. We got that radiational cooling. So it really did cool off last night over there. Actually, it was not Miller Air Park. It's Berkeley Township that's reporting these lows. This site here, which is actually right next to Double Trouble State Park. I know where Berkeley Township Town Hall is. So you could see there. It was a lot warmer there, though. A lot warmer. The dew points were a little higher, a little bit, but yeah, pretty decent day, even if you were in Jersey. Pretty nice day indeed across the area. Well, unfortunately, we're going to be entering to a little bit of an unsettled pattern, courtesy of stall front syndrome for this week. Yeah, I know. You don't want to hear it after such nice weather this week. And it kind of sucked because it was a holiday, and I would have liked to have done a much bigger hike in the Pine Barrens. But, again, Suffolk County Transit was not running, and I wasn't going to go to New Jersey and deal with all that mess over there on that 319 bus. And not to mention it was kind of hot there, too. It was way hotter there. Let's go look at the jet stream pattern. We will take this out to the North American view, and we will look at our jet stream pattern on the GFS here. So let's go take a look at that. And you will see here, there's that little trough that came through, but then you can see we got kind of basically not much of a jet stream going, which means fronts are going to be weak, and the jet stream's kind of way up in Canada. You can see that. It gets a little more amplified toward the end, and then it really gets really messed up toward the end there. But yeah, really not much of a jet stream going, and that indicates some weak ridging in the east, but it's weak ridging. It's not strong ridging. So if we go look at the heights, you will see here that we do have little troughs come through, but they're not that deep, not enough to really push strong cold fronts through. But there's not really a strong ridge in place either, so we're not going to be dealing with all that much heat either. So if we go and we look at our temperature anomaly forecast here, as we head into tomorrow, you'll see we're actually somewhat below normal for, especially to the north and west. We're right around the normal mark there, and then for Wednesday, I think we go a little bit above normal. You're above normal on Wednesday, but then we go below normal on Thursday. So no real extended periods of heat in this thing at all. All the heat seems to be out west, generally speaking. So again, that's for the eastern half, not bad at all as far as temperatures go. Let's go look at the surface now. Surface map as we head into this week. So problem here is that we have a low pressure approach tomorrow, which brings us a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Weak front, but it doesn't move that far to the south on Wednesday and Thursday. We get a little bit of drying, but then, early Thursday and later in the afternoon, here comes more moisture again. We have to wait for a bigger high to hopefully maybe build down next weekend and maybe give us nice weather. But again, guess what happens next weekend? No trains. So, yeah. So I really need like a weekday for the weather to be good, and that's not going to happen this week. And then as we get toward next week, you see we have fronts, but you see, look what happens toward the end of the period. We may be dealing with some more stall front syndrome. So again, very unusual to see this. Usually we have cold fronts move through, just really strange, and yeah, a lot more days with rain than we should be having. So let's go take a look at the HRRR model. And we'll go more into the short range now that we got the longer range out of the way, so you can see what's going to be happening. So for your day tomorrow, we start off dry, but then toward the evening, there'll be some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Looks like now it's leaning toward most of it arriving after 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It'll just be on the light side. Then for Wednesday, we try to dry it out and hopefully keep most of that shower activity to the south. But then as we go, if we want to go a little further along, we'd have to look at the FV3 high res, which is what I'll use here. And I only have the 39 hours, so this isn't really much better. But if I go to the 12Z run of this, it'll go a little further here into Wednesday. Nah, it really doesn't go that much further. So the issue is once you go in a longer range, we'll go to the NAM 12, which will take us a little further. I just want to go into Thursday here. So you can see the next chance of precipitation that we're going to be dealing with on Thursday, which would be the next system here, which is going to be this over here that we're going to be dealing with. So yeah, too many days with rain. Same old story again. But the rain is like not thunderstorm rain. It's like just what, it's very unusual to see this. Again, this is not a normal weather pattern. But fortunately, at least we're avoiding the heat, so I can't complain too much. But for those who like the heat and don't want to see a lot of rain, that's the issue for them. But anyway, now that we got that out of the way, let's go and look at back to the HRRR 0Z run, and we will go ahead and look at our dew points because the humidity is going to be rising. And we're going to be dealing with some humidity. So you'll see dry air retreats. We get more of a southerly flow tomorrow. You can see the humidity won't be oppressive levels, but definitely feel moderate levels of humidity tomorrow. South wind though, so that means Long Island should be cooler with the sea breeze. But then as we get into the overnight into Wednesday, this is when Wednesday could wind up being, at least the first part of it, quite brutal with a killer west wind, southwest wind becoming less, and the humidity, and then dew points drop later on in the day. But you can see, look at what happens. The front just doesn't move that far to the south. It gets hung up to the south. Again, stall front. Again, this is not normal. Fronts should move through relatively quickly, but we can't do that when we don't have good steering currents in the atmosphere because of Arctic amplification. So let's go look at the temperatures here, and you'll see again tomorrow. It's going to be quite warm in Jersey. I think you could wind up getting near 90 for Long Island, probably mid-80s And then overnight it's going to be kind of muggy. And then it is Wednesday, that the day that could be kind of warm. I think a lot of us are going to get close to 90. I think this might be underdoing it. And if you're in Jersey, it looks like it's showing mid-90s in the southern half of Jersey there. So yeah, it's like I said, this front just doesn't make it through and bring us that much significant. It's like not a very weak front that comes through. Now we are looking at the GFS. So we'll go and look at the temperatures on the GFS, and here we are for Thursday, and this is due to clouds and rain. Thursday could be kind of a wet day. I know, we're having too many of those. Thursday, we could have another day where it could be a little unsettled, and then for Friday, looks like still see that little bit. Yeah, that could be unsettled. That could be rain. If we go and we look at this, you'll see it has rain over us. So again, we could be dealing with rain chances on lingering into Friday too, which is absolutely ridiculous. Once we get to the weekend, though, temperatures recover, get back into the mid-80s, and then Sunday you'll see mid-80s generally, maybe close to 90. That should mean sunshine being out. So let's go and look at the skies, which under this pattern probably aren't going to be all that nice. Hopefully you enjoyed that sunshine today. Because tomorrow, well, this is overdoing it. That's why I don't like. I'm not even going to use this. Let's go to the RGM and the NAM, because we all know the GFS will overdo it with the clouds and make it look like it's going to be overcast when it's not. Excuse me. I got the water right here. Smart. You'll see tomorrow plenty of clouds around. Then those showers come in later. And then for Wednesday, you'll see clear the clouds out. But again, with this front just hanging around, you see there'll be more clouds. So it's not going to be all that nice. And then Thursday, yep, more clouds. You got it. So I'm not going to see a whole lot of sun this week. This is a really crappy pattern that we're going to be dealing with this week. Unsettled is the word. Again, none of this is normal. We're not supposed to see this. But if you're up north, you might have some clearer skies. But for the rest of us, we're going to be stuck in the clouds with some mixed sun and clouds. I mean, it won't be completely overcast, but you'll still be dealing with those damn rain chances and stuff like that. If we go to the NAM model here, let's go to the 18Z run because I don't have enough of that. Now, here's tomorrow on the NAM, plenty of clouds. Now, NAM for Wednesday looks clearer than the RGM. So, again, have a little disagreement on Wednesday. We might see more sun, depending on how far we can get this front to the south. So, we'll have to see what happens. You'll see later on in the afternoon, though, some more clouds build in. Now, let's go to the... we can use one of the model for the sky. Let's go to... we have the GFS. I guess I'll go ahead and I'll use it, even though it does overdo it. So, this is the GFS for Wednesday. Thursday, you can see lower resolution Friday, but this kind of shows what we're dealing with. But maybe we can push it to the south. But look, another batch of clouds comes through on Saturday, and maybe Sunday could be a mostly sunny day. So we might have to wait till Sunday, a whole 6 days, to get our next mostly sunny day here with this pattern that we're in. Unfortunately, like I said, we are paying for the nice weekend because now we're going to be dealing with all these clouds and stuff. So yeah, it's not going to be too much fun. But hey, we did get some nice weather today, and we got some nice weather yesterday on the July 4th weekend. Can't complain about that. Just wish it was. I just kind of works out better for me during the week because of public transportation, obviously. So, as far as getting back to the Pine Barrens, I did a little hike, but I really would have liked to have done a lot more than I could have had we had the transportation. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a great July 4th.